Alright, now that I'm showered and realize that I have a cold, which may have explained why breathing was so unbelievably painful. It's pretty nice. Yeah, as soon as I got in the car, I just kept coughing and coughing, and now I'm coughing up phlegm. I'm like, oh, okay, so that was a cold I had that I didn't quite know, but that's okay. I was in disbelief. Great shirt. It's super thin. Unfortunately, I don't think the bottom of it has anything you can really read. Um, so, yeah, I'm wearing this shirt for a long time now. In retrospect, I did not train for that. That was a trail, hike, run, not really a half marathon, although I'm pretty confident that although it may be that it was, how did he put it, 9, 10, 11 miles. There was a lot of guesstimating on the distance. My Nike Plus app came up with 11.3 something. Somebody else had 12.4 something. It was varying depending on what GPS you were using. So I really don't care. I ran a half marathon. I'm pretty positive that it doesn't matter what your GPS distance mile was. It's not counting how much climbing and descending we had to do. There was one spot where I really am not joking. It was a quarter of a mile of almost direct incline. It was scrambling on hands and feet and knees and trying to make it up the hill. The joke is there's a woman at the top, I say, who's shaking a cowbell really loudly. So you know about how far you've got left to go, because it's pretty miserable. It's pretty much the halfway mark. See what I mean? All kinds of phlegm. It's great. Now my voice cleared up, so that's good. Yeah, so there's a woman at the somewhat top. She's like, yeah, you're at the top. It's all rolling down hills from here. There's another, because by that point you're only maybe, 250 meters. And then you still have more to go. You're not even 250 meters. You're doesn't matter. Because you still, the whole thing from bottom to the very top, because you go all the way up to the top of the mountain where there is a fire tower. That's the top. She was nowhere near there. Not at all. So rolling down hills, that was not. So yeah, that was, sorry, my arm is exhausted, so I'm holding this by hand and I'm coughing and tough. There's this beautiful view right there, and you can keep that. So yeah, I did not train for that. I trained for a half marathon, sure, but at mile 6, where I'm usually catching my second wind, I had already gone through my second wind just going through the hiking and the climbing. So it was really tough, really tough. Came in with, about 3.5. It was 3.35 in hours. So 3 hours and 35 minutes. It was really tough. I definitely now know what a wall feels like, because I was just, that last bit, there was a last mile of it. That, at the mile, somebody runs by going in the other direction, one of the crew, the volunteers, says, oh, it's a mile. I'm like, alright, walking a mile, definitely walking a mile. And we walked the last 3. It was the last water station, and we were like, no, we just can't. We could barely do this. I'm positive I pulled my MCL back. So I'm going to be taking it really easy for a while. Like, really easy. But, yeah, we were done. We were like, alright, walking. When the 1 mile was called, I was like, alright, I can walk a mile. I've walked a mile before, that's easy. But by the time the half mile was there, I was talking to George, and thank God, because I was shaken. I could tell that I was, if I even paused at the time, I was going to puke. I hadn't started coughing yet. That didn't start until I got into the car. But I ate some soup. I had a cup of soup. I had a majority of an apple. Drinking water. I definitely was dehydrated by the time I got to the end, and yeah, it was rough. It was really rough. So, yeah. Not what I trained for at all. I trained for like a nice easy road. If it were on a road and flat, oh, no problem. Oh, that would have been easy. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. But it was still a blast. It was gorgeous. Oh my god, it was beautiful. I need to go hike those again because it was perfect weather. It was beautifully cool, bright and sunny. A little bit of a breeze at the end, which is fabulous because you're sweating like crazy. The views were ideal. Everyone, of course, was a blast. Like, everybody there, they were awesome. So, doing it next year. Long and sure I'm doing it next year. I'm not doing a marathon anytime soon, but I will absolutely do it next year. If I can do it next year and get less than 3.5 hours, that is my goal. And not pull my MCL the rest of the way. That'd be great. Or be having a cold, apparently. So yeah, I'm doing it next year. I'm gonna do better next year.